Hey Gary, this is Tony Ubo, and speaking to follow up with Jen's question before, your follow on Instagram, I'm forever indebted. It was the coolest thing that could have possibly happened, so thank you.
Thanks, man, I'm humbled.
So my question is, Wednesday, I'll be on stage for the first time at a conference speaking, and your keynotes are particularly special and unique, but do you have any advice on how to go about
getting or how about giving it?
Your first.
I think the reason my keynotes have worked for me is I've just stuck to the way I communicate, right? I think people overthink presentations. They're stressful and there's a lot, first of all, look, it came natural to me. I didn't know, like the first talk I ever gave, I was like 30 something, right? Like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna be a public speaker. They come natural to me, right? But I think there's a real strong reason they've worked for me. And that's because I just talk about what I know. The reason I don't need slides, the reason I feel very comfortable doing the Ask Gary Vee show is I stay in my lane. I'm pumped. By the way, I'm hoping today I can answer, not sure, right? Like you guys saw it recently with the new Facebook integration, just haven't used it yet, don't have a thought. Like, so I would say, and it's back to the great question from the 20-year-old from Poland, right? Which is like, you just have to, it's the same game, which is like stick to what you know. Like, like, by the way, that interaction was super fun for me because I believe he's got a shot. I think you need to focus on the plus side, not the downside. So I think you just need to focus on what you know. Like, you got asked to speak. The problem is a lot of people are faking the funk with speaking, right? A lot of people are, I'm an expert before ever doing anything. And so they're stuck because they've got to like talk above their execution, right? And so, as long as you stick to what your execution is, even if you've been billed and build at a higher level than you even think you are, just stick to what you know, walk in with humility. The reason I often start my keynotes, as you've all seen with how many people here know who I am, I always know that 90% of the room doesn't. And it always freaks out the 10% that does, right? But the world's big and there's a lot of stuff out there. And so I would walk in with humility. I would talk about what you know, and I would communicate the way you're most comfortable in communicating. I'd be crippled right now if I had to read cue cards because it's not comfortable to me. I can barely read, and like that would be a problem. Cool, man.